Oh, are we running this? Like live? Like live. Like look alive. Okay. All right, Pop. Hang on, it's not 7 o'clock yet. It's not quite 7. Let's wait until exactly 7.
But the viewers are itching, Danny Ray. They're itching.
I know. It's so much excitement going on right now.
Anticipation.
Al, maybe you should.
All right, let's go, Pop. Run it.
It's Danny Ray, Katana J, now underlay. 7 o'clock Eastern, not a minute late. We innovate, got more drive than the interstate. Now let's debate, sit down and negotiate. Cocina, en la cocina, en la cocina, en la cocina.
Oh, yes. Hello and welcome. It's Cocina Sunday. I'm your girl, Danny Ray. Welcome to La Cocina Podcast, Episode 7, Look Alive. I'm joined by my special guest, my co-host for this evening, Mr. Elew, Eric Lewis. Yes.
Family, what's going on?
Oh,
Listen,
my God.
Danny, I'm happy to be back.
I'm
Back to
happy
back
you're
sessions.
here. I'm so happy you're here.
Feels good.
Well,
really good.
here's what had happened, right? And we're gonna announce our special guests. They're here as well. I got Queso de Papa and I got Melatonin from Earth Supreme. They're in the building with us. Super excited to have them on board as well. So here's what had happened. What had happened was my co-host, my lovely bestie, whom I love so much, is currently in Atlanta. She's doing a coast-to-coast kind of thing, so she's down south. And Elew was so gracious to join us. So thank you so much, family, for coming through and showing love and being here.
Absolutely. If you think or thought for a second I wouldn't come back and talk to the world, the people,
Yes.
the family,
Yes.
come on, man.
All right,
do
so
it.
we're going to do a quick check-in to see who's here. Shout out to Angel Manuel Ortiz is in the building. Shout out to my boy JC is in the building. We're waiting for some more people to come on in and join this live. But you know what? We're going to kick it off real proper. You guys know how we do. Every Sunday it's about 15 to 20 minutes of trending topics. Then we get into our interview with our special guest, who is Melatonin and Queso de Papa from Earth Supreme Radio. We're going to talk about, right? We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk to them. But fellas, let's get it popping with the first topic, okay? The first topic is Idris Elba signing on as a villain for the new Fast and the Furious spinoff, which is Hobbs and Shaw.
I love it.
Right?
Off the bat, I love it.
Okay, so listen,
100%.
Hobbs and Shaw is a spinoff, which you guys already knew. They was planning to do that with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Jason Stratham, and now Idris Elba as the villain, family.
I think it's a perfect combination.
What do you guys think? Were you guys fans of the franchise, the Fast and the Furious franchise?
Oh, of course, man.
All
Growing
35
up,
movies.
Yeah, at this point, they have to do a spinoff. They should have been done that. But at this point, adding Idris Elba to the lineup, it's like a whole nother like expandables forward. You know what I'm saying? You got these solid, male roles, and now you add another one to the equation. It's just like, wow. Like,
Absolutely.
and seeing him as a villain, I'm used to him actually being like, like the protagonist, being the guy that's like being the hero. And now him being the villain, I'm really, anticipating that.
I like it too. What do you think, Mello?
I mean, what's funny is that I kind of like him as the villain. Like, kind of like the hero, but at the same time, his roles are kind of always like, really depends how you view him. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, what was the movie that he did, the Netflix series? You know what I'm talking? It's a new one. I got it right here.
And so he came out with a movie called The Two Towers, I believe.
Yes.
The Death of a Nation.
Oh,
you guys saw that.
No, I didn't see that.
He was the commander in that, and he was the commander of essentially a tribe that, you know how in Africa a lot of times you'll have a ruler essentially come to kind of be at the top of the ranks in certain villages, and then they'll go and expand. And
right.
You hear about children abductions and all that kind of stuff. But he was one of the commanders of those kind of tribes, one of those organizations, and I mean, again, it really depends on how you look at him.
Yes.
But he, in my opinion, was kind of like forcing these kids to do things they didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And that was kind of him being in my opinion, the villain. Yeah. So I loved it.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to this. Definitely.
That's dope.
So dope.
I'm looking forward to it as well. I think that Idris is solid. You know what I'm saying? And in more ways than one. I mean, he's a good looking dude, teamed up with 2 other good-looking dudes.
He's like 51, looking like he's 36 and a half.
He's looking like a whole
too.
snack.
Yeah, he's a DJ.
He's
nice.
a DJ?
He's nice. See,
I didn't know that.
Okay,
nice
for the
too.
record, he had I heard of a series and I saw some small clips of it, but he was doing like kickboxing in like
Wow.
Thailand.
Yeah.
And succeeding, you know, and doing well, yeah.
Man of many hats.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be lit. Here's who I don't think is happy about this announcement. Tyrese. Somebody called Tyrese. Oh my God, poor
Listen, bro,
Tyrese.
your vocal cords are grade A,
Yeah.
Yes.
but your heart on your sleeve for
It's
everything.
a dub,
it's a little
fam.
too much. A little too much.
It's a dub. Here's the thing, right? And I think that we've kind of already touched base on this at some point in some of the other episodes, but I just feel that people who talk too much about stuff, they kind of burn their own bridges. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you kind of took the rope and hung yourself with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weird, like the whole situation, and I feel bad because, like I said, Tyrese is a really talented dude. You know what I'm saying? And he's a great actor as well. But I think that
Baby boy.
Yeah,
He's
man.
decent. I wouldn't say he's great.
That movie,
Okay,
that movie helped me
alright,
grow. It
alright.
helped me grow.
He's a part of a couple classics.
The Four Brothers was definitely one of them. For
Four
me with
Brothers?
Tyrese.
yes, he's solid. He's solid. But my whole thing is, as I believe that you're right, Elew. I think that the fact that he just is a little too off the handle when it comes to his feelings and his emotions and social media.
There has to be a boundary. You have to cut it off at some point in time, and not show everything. You got to keep something inside, and he's not doing that too much right now.
Yeah, he's taking an L.
He's been taking L's.
She's already handing him the L. Like,
Yeah.
not even any question.
No, because
Because
here's the thing. We all know that had he come correct and had he not feuded with The Rock, who is like one of the top grossing actors right now, which is like
Was that what happened?
The
He
top.
was feuding with The Rock, like about.
He was feuding with you know what it was? It was The Rock and Vin Diesel had a beef, and then Tyrese and Vin Diesel, they boys. So he was riding, and he got caught up in the mix. But the thing was, even Vin Diesel wasn't as vocal as Tyrese was.
Smart man.
You get what I'm
first.
saying?
Business first.
Right.
Exactly.
So when he came through with the whole, just off the cusp with this just random, he's later, he doesn't do this or he doesn't do that. You can't be out here speaking badly about the people that you're working with while you're working with them. It just doesn't make any sense.
That created a legacy, you know what I'm saying? That's not just one movie. It's
Not only that, but
legacy.
now he's on Trending Topics on La Cocina podcast looking all types of bitter.
Shouting you out, bro. Shouting you out.
But listen,
Call me
I
out,
still got
actually.
much love for Tyrese. I wish him the best. Rumor has it he's going to be opening up his own entertainment company. I believe it's called Voltron Media. If anybody's interested, go ahead and check that out. Support him. But he's struggling right now.
I mean,
he's
the thing that's
struggling.
funny about Voltron is that he kind of announced that in 2016. Here we are 2 years later.
And now he's bigging it up again, I believe, after
he's been a little too vocal
Yeah.
about things.
Yeah.
Kind of let things mature on their own.
Yeah.
Well, I look at things like this. Kind of thing you don't. If something holds a lot of value, nobody needs to talk it up. It kind of does all the talking on it. So
Right.
Solid.
You don't see commercials for Rolls Royces, you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Right,
you don't have to
exactly.
convince people to come to La Cocina podcast.
That too.
Either you want to do it because you know the value, or just watch on Facebook.
That's it. And again, thank you so much for all of those who are tuning in or just coming into the live. This is La Cocina Podcast, episode 7. I'm your girl, Danny Ray. I'm joined by my special guest co-host, Mr. Elew, Eric Lewis.
And so happy to be here.
Yes, family. And we also have special guest, Melatonin and Queso de Papa from Earth Supreme Radio.
What's good?
So yeah, we're going to be showing them love in a little bit. We're going through our trending topics. Shout outs to Jimmy from Astoria, Queens, who's here. Shout outs to Katana, that's in the ATL. She's joining us via satellite and stuff.
Hey.
Katana, listen, I thank you. I will not be taking over the seat. This is yours, but I'm so happy you're allowing me to take your place. Nothing but love.
Absolutely.
Nothing but love.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, next topic, shall we?
Let's do it.
Next topic is Chris Brown.
Scratch that next topic. I ain't
No.
got time for him, man.
Listen, we
don't
have
time
we
for Chris
have to
Brown.
talk about Breezy. We have to talk about Breezy. Okay, so here's what had happened.
This guy, man. This guy.
Chris Brown gets arrested right after a show in Tampa, Florida. Shout out to Tampa, because we got a lot of love for Tampa. But he came off his set and cops just picked him up. Like, just, that's it, you're arrested. Felony battery. You had a warrant out for your arrest. Apparently he sucker punched a photographer in the DJ booth when he was out.
Oh, we seen that.
About.
And he was like, "Hey, Chris, we're trying to party."
Did you pull up that mugshot, Pop? Oh man, y'all see that mugshot though? Hang on, let me flip it over here so you can see it. Look at homeboy, fam.
I'm confused. Wasn't his hair gold in the video, but the mugshot?
Well, because this was from a while ago. Apparently,
So
this was something from that. Yeah, he had the warrant already. Yeah, man.
Why Tampa PD gotta do it like that?
Listen, I don't know. It was Hillsborough County too, which is where my daddy stay at. So they got him. They got him. Yeah. No. All right. But here's the thing, and here's what I want to know, and I want you guys to comment below. At what point do we kind of just X Breezy? Like, let's just leave this man alone. Let's just let him sit in his corner. I don't know, family. Like, we've given him so many shots already. It's been like time after time. And I love Chris Brown. I don't think anybody can dance or perform quite the way that he can.
Very true.
Well,
very true.
Let's begin there. I mean, you know, I was having this conversation with my family, actually. Michael Jackson actually came into the conversation. Nobody's touching Michael Jackson. The only person that might come close is Breezy.
Very close, yeah. Absolutely.
Singing, dancing, both of them at the same time.
Yep.
Right.
We've seen him try to make that comeback doing the Michael Jackson tribute at whatever award show that was.
Yeah, the VMAs or
right,
yeah.
right, and that blew us out the water, you know. But at the same time, nobody really is focusing on Breezy nowadays. I feel like he just drops an album whenever, and then we just forget about him again. But when he does stuff like this, it just doesn't help his whole image, you know, at all. You know?
Here's the thing, and I may be stretching, but, and it's no offense, but. What is it with singers and R&B singers with the last name Brown that can't get it together?
Oh,
what's going on?
Damn.
Is there some type of conspiracy theory going on here?
It is greatness. It is greatness because that brown blood line definitely runs thick.
It does.
So, but like you said, come on, man, you gotta change the game up a little bit. You can't continue to do what they've done.
Everybody's talking all this stuff about me. Why don't they just let me live? Tell me why.
I love how y'all came in on the tell me why. I like that.
Yes, we was in there.
That's good. That's real good.
Oh man. Okay, so how are y'all feeling about Chris Brown? Comment below. Are you guys over him? I'm a little over him.
Can I just say my piece?
Of course, Mello.
Chris Brown. Go ahead. And here we are, 15 years later. He's still got hits on the billboard. So put some respect on Chris Brown's name. Do me a favor.
Absolutely.
Man. All right, listen.
Because
I said already, he's an awesome performer. I believe he's a very talented young man. I'm gonna just need him that at the age of 28, almost 29 years old, to get it together a little bit. There's no reason for you to be sucker punching a photographer at this point, unless homeboy put hands on you. Then that's a different story. Then you can Nipsey Hustle open slot.
I mean,
but
do we know all the details for sure?
We don't. But the video would
Kanye
suggest.
Doesn't like paparazzi either, and I love Kanye too.
But when you're in that seat of power, because you know, you literally have to kind of eat crap sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, eat it, shut your mouth, keep moving,
yeah.
or pay your bodyguards a little bit more money to take care of it for you.
Right.
Well, shout out to the homie Mark Marvel, who's tuning in from Staten Island right now. He said, you know, I've been wondering why people have even been letting him off the hook after the whole Rihanna thing. So I mean, listen,
I love Rihanna.
Yeah.
But
I don't think she was an angel in that joint either, though.
See what I'm saying?
I'm gonna keep it 100 because y'all have watched some of y'all have watched the documentary, and if not, go back and watch it. But she was a little bit of a Looney Tune too. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, look at Riri now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't. I mean, she probably came up off of that.
She did a little bit, right?
Her stock went up. You know, so like. But shout out to that was Mark, right?
Yeah, Mark Marvel.
Mark Marvel, check your man.
He's
You're
fly,
right though.
Man.
You're right though, man. We gotta stop making excuses for the people. Man.
Yeah.
Hold these people accountable. You're damn right about that, man.
All right, so topic number 3 comes in. Miss Nicki Minaj. Okay, so now earlier this week there was a bit of a beef. It was with a writer who apparently interned for Karen Civil, who is a media and public relations brand who represents Nicki Minaj. The young lady by the name of, I believe, Juana Hamilton, I'm not sure if the last name is Hamilton. Let me double check, but I believe it's Wanna Hamilton, and she apparently wrote this tweet out. Can we show that tweet, Pop?
It's up.
It's up? All right, perfect. So hang on, I'm waiting for on my feed for it to come on. I'm sorry. All right, perfect. So you know it would be dope. This is what the writer says. At Wanna's World says, you know, it would be dope if Nicki would put out more mature content. No silly shit, excuse me, just reflecting on past relationships, being a boss, hardships, etc. She's touching 40 soon. A new direction is needed.
Oh damn! I know she
Absolutely.
was touching 40.
Hang on.
Absolutely.
Hang on. Before we get into agreeances on whether or not this is true or false, here's what I want you guys to understand. The fact is, Nicki Minaj is 34, not touching 40. See, in order to round up, you have to at least get to 5. So at 35,
right?
y'all can start talking that stuff,
I'll take it.
saying
I'll take
she
it.
touching 40. I'm just saying it's a little disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's extremely disrespectful.
Like, I'm 28. You could say I'm pushing 30. But if I was 24, don't be telling me I'm pushing 30. Ain't
Oh
nobody
no,
trying
you're
to hear
pretty much
that.
30 now. You're already 30. Yeah.
You know
Leave the
what I'm
roundup
saying?
phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already it's
Damn.
done. Okay.
Yeah.
But listen, here's my thing though. I believe that Nicki Minaj is a beautiful, talented MC, rapper, and I believe she has a lot of life left in her in this music game. But fellas, the question and audience, the question proposes, is it time for her to switch her style up a little bit? Are we over gimmicky Nicki?
But the question is, can she be the conscious rapper that she was initially? Because I'll be honest, I fell in love with her when I heard the Dreams and Nightmare remix with her and Wayne. I was like, yo, whoever this is, she is amazing.
Yeah.
But then she went mainstream and became very popish, and that's what really sold.
Yeah.
She wasn't selling records and stadiums based upon her, you know, her actual skillful
Right.
of being an artist. So personally, as a hip hop head, absolutely go back to what really, really works for hip hop, but will it sell? That's the question. If she does that, is it going to actually be purposeful for the business part of it?
I think that would really depend on who's producing her album.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say, and shout outs to my homie, he's a co-worker of mine, Phil Tucker. He was like, yo, I would like to see Kanye produce an entire album for Nicki, and I thought that was genius. I would want to see that because he's already done Monsters with her, and you know how she sounded off that track.
Yeah,
that was
fly.
crazy.
Too fly.
Yeah.
You know.
Let's not forget, you know, she messed around with Nas recently.
Well, yeah, that's that.
So he could write for her too. Nah, I'm messing with you.
Here's the thing. I honestly think that, you know, for me, and I've always been a Nicki fan because she's from Jamaica, Queens. I'm originally from Flushing, Queens. Shout outs to Queens. But I'm kind of over the whole, you know, like 1 minute you were Barbie, now you're Chung-Li, now you're... I want you to just go back to Nicki from the block. Just give me that old school Nicki, that I'm coming for you, I'm gunning for you Nicki. Like, it's time. You know what I'm saying? We did the whole crazy voices and this and that and the outlandish stuff. Like, I kind of want to just see where your womanhood is right now. That's just how I
And
feel.
put some respect on your own name, because acknowledge you are a figure.
Yeah.
Maybe not to us personally, but she does touch certain people.
A
Children.
lot more than we actually think.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
I think that there's always room for improvement. I think she's in the perfect position to make any kinds of changes that she wants to make. You know, I feel like, you know, approaching the age she is, like, she can really just start getting into like that womanhood, but still, I mean, I feel like I would love for her to get into the consciousness and then throw a little bit of what we're used to, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, she's still young. I mean, as far as like being in the game for music, I mean, Jay-Z's damn near 50. We still rounding up, but you know.
I think the point a lot of people are trying to make is that with women and men, you know, and the age factor in the industry is totally different. You can totally get away with doing albums all the way up to 50 as a male.
Very true.
As a female, it's a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying?
there
You
really
can't
isn't.
be rolling on the floor during the Soul Train Award talking about, you know, sex and having your legs all up in the
And
air. It's not
also,
going to
there
have the
isn't
same effect.
females who's still doing it like they were at that age.
Right.
So it's like, if you know that your breed is dying off, change up the game a little bit.
You know
be
what I'm
the one to
Well,
do it differently.
Here's the whole story on what happened. So let's pull up the response, because Nicki actually responded to the young intern, And here's what she had to say about that. So let's pull it up. It should be the tweet right next to that other tweet. Okay, let me see it. Thank you. So, wow, that's really small. I'm going to let y'all handle the reading on that because I can't go any longer than that. But basically what she said was, let me see if I can get it on this speed. She basically came at her and was just like saying that you're jealous. You know, here we go. When your ugly ass was 24, you were pushing 30. I'm 34. I'm touching 40. LOL. And what does that have to do with my music? Eat a blank. You hating blank blank. Got the nerve to have a Trini flag on your page. You must have not heard the pink print or pills and potion. Bed of lies, save me. My recent features with Alicia Keys, Tasha Cobbs, blah, blah, blah. And she basically just goes on to say, I dropped my album almost 4 years ago, so my bad, 35. So at 31, wait, what? Girl, Nicki, stop. Anyway, basically, how you gonna, you should just get like me, you should be rich like me, blah, blah, blah.
You sound like Tyrese.
Yeah, like she just went off, like, well, she just went off, like, mind you, all right, let's figure it like this, right? An intern, probably anywhere from the ages of 18 to maybe at the eldest, maybe like 24, 25.
She's trying hard right now to get in the game.
You know
She's
what I'm saying?
really trying to make.
But here's the thing, I don't, and since then, the young lady who interned for Karen Civil has since been fired because apparently they deemed that she broke a non-disclosure agreement.
Wow.
Talking about Nicki. So I gotta be honest with you though, I felt that it was a bit harsh for the intern to be let go just off the strength of that. I mean, I understand that, you know, opinions are opinions and they shouldn't be put out there, especially if there's a non-disclosure agreement put out, but I feel like maybe just a pull into the office and a slap on the wrist would have been okay. I didn't think the young lady had to lose her internship over it.
But also, any pub is good pub now. Because there's other individuals in the industry who can appreciate that, who may grab about an arm and say, you know what, I may need you over here, you know? So if I was her, I'll take it.
There's so much that goes into that. I mean,
exactly.
A lot of people getting clout, other people's names out here. You know what I mean? So could have been that. Just the fact that Nicki responded in general kind of allowed her to dumb down to her level for whatever that was.
Yeah, that was weird.
So I mean, I feel like if she didn't respond, she probably wouldn't have. She probably still have a job right now. But I mean, shout out to Nicki Minaj, man. I like Nicki Minaj. I like Chun-Li. I think it was fire when Funk Flex was debuting it on Hot 97 for the first time. I was so into it. And I don't even listen to Hot 97 like that.
Right.
I think she was trying to give us a little bit of that from the block Nicki with that track. I think that it was a healthy thing for Cardi B to come into the game because that gives her like a solid competition.
Yeah.
I'll accept that because she's from the streets.
Yeah.
Now hold up. See, because now I didn't even want to touch this other topic and we supposed to talking to y'all, but one more minute. How do y'all feel about Cardi claiming King of New York on that track? Nah? Y'all wasn't with it?
Nah, I need more from her. I need more from her. Nicki she's got tracks that are already they're hits to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Once Kanye features you, you got it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's too soon.
I just don't like that stigma of just Cardi B being King of New York. Like as far as like for female MCs, like that just poses me with the question like, damn, where's Nicki at? You know what I'm saying? Like
and also,
that's what I'm saying.
Cardi isn't an MC. You asked me. She's not an MC, not a lyricist. She's literally just a figure to attract young-minded individuals.
Well, listen, what do you guys think?
That's all it is.
Comment your thoughts below. I want to hear what y'all think about this Nicki thing. Should she take a change in her musical direction? Are we over gimmicking Nicki? What's the deal? I took a poll on Facebook. I'm not sure if y'all saw it, but apparently it was like 70-something% said that they want to see a change, and 30% said to leave her as she is.
Well, I'm gonna add to that 70. Change.
I like some change because I feel like change poses progression, and we need that right now.
Absolutely.
Talk louder.
I agree. Okay, so now let's get into the nuts and bolts of the show. Real quick, again, if you're just joining us live now, I'm your girl Danny Ray, my homeboy Elew, Eric
family.
Lewis. Yes, family. I got special guests Melatonin and Queso de Papa from Earth Supreme in the building. Yes, gentlemen. So okay, let's get into it. Talk to me about how you guys run that back. Talk to me about how you guys first met and where this duo came into play.
Something about that?
Yeah, man. MySpace days, really.
He was top 8 on it. Top 8.
My man was top 8. Like after the first time we met, I was like, yo, this dude is like literally somebody that I could see myself literally chilling with and growing from by being around. And I noticed that when I was about 12 years old.
Right.
I was somebody who was always friendly with a lot of people, but I didn't always see that much potential. People just kind of be there, positivity, and kind of, you know, be friends with everybody kind of thing.
Of course.
Me and Gesso met back then, 10 years ago. So I was 12, 2008. Right, we met at the mall back in mall days.
You spent all day at the mall. You didn't buy anything.
Nothing.
You just chilling.
Just so the way
avoiding security the whole time.
like, you know, getting food at the food court just so that they won't bother you and stuff
Right.
type days when the mall was popping. But yeah, man, we met back then. We lived close to each other, even though we didn't live in the same town, but we always communicated just through social medias and stuff like that, MySpace. And yeah, my man was on my top, top 4, top 8, you got it.
At that point, I had like a top 32, but he was on that.
Oh,
He had me
man.
down at the bottom, and for me, I was like, all right, that's cool, because my man's, he knew so many people.
Yeah.
Me and Gesso are people that, it was kind of like we had clout on MySpace and we were mad young. Like, you know, we were like 12, but we knew people who were like, you know, graduating high school already at that point.
Right.
Like, just very ahead of our time. So, yeah, man, you know, we both kind of just knew a lot of people and we had a lot of mutual friends.
That's dope.
And yeah, from
Go
there,
ahead.
you know.
Yeah, how did you transition into working together? Because it's not easy to love someone and love, you know, chilling with them, hanging
Right.
out, playing football like you did back in the day.
Right.
And then trust that individual for your future.
Oh, man.
I mean, I guess I'll take that.
Yeah, I think you got to get it on
Yeah.
that.
Well, you know, football was definitely the biggest thing for us. We would spend a lot of time with each other, just working out. And then, you know, afterwards we'd be like, man, what do we do now? We got a whole day. It actually began, you know, he actually had a high interest in DJing. And, you know, he had his controller and stuff like that. There was actually an app that let us DJ, like, on, you know, iPads, on our phones, actually.
Okay.
And we have our homies, like, you know, our group of boys that we chill with. And it actually started as all of us just downloading the app and just making mixes for each other. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we really just loved each other's taste in music. So it was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna just make a mix for myself, send it to you, let me know if you like it. And then so it just, you know, it just continued on. And we actually had a bunch of our boys interested and wanted to be a part of this collective that, you know, we were just coming up with names and we're like, Earth Supreme, I kind of like that, you know, let's go with Earth Supreme. So it really started like that, you know, just DJing for each other. And then people just started liking our music that was hanging out with us.
Cool, man.
And, you know, once we figured out that we were nice, we were like, all right, let's brand ourselves. And then we actually started going to the same school together. Shout out to Brookdale Community College.
Yes.
And
Major.
yeah, that was the major key because through us
The
just
platform, right? The platform.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened was, you know, he's a communication major. He actually got a broadcasting class that he took, and they actually offered like an extracurricular, you know, club, which was the student radio.
Yes.
And so he asked me to go to the first show, and I was like, yeah, yo, I'm down. I went to like the meeting, you know, signed my life away, and you know, stuff like that.
That's a
And
fact. They make you sign that.
what happened was, I don't know, like I just couldn't get a ride to the first show. And I didn't make the first show, and he was like upset, but he wasn't showing it, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like that major guilt like on my chest, and I was like, yo, I'm not missing one show ever again.
Right.
And that's how we are. That's how we're here 2 years later.
That's
you know
what's
what I'm
up, man.
Just to fill in, like, because there was a big gap between when we met to when everything kind of kicked off, even like the DJing on the app, and there was a long time before that happened.
saying? Right. Yeah.
You know, years passed, whatever, we always, you know, remained cordial. I moved to the town that he was in, which was, shout out to Oak Ridge, New Jersey. Both from Jersey, by the way. Shout out to Jersey.
Yeah, shout out to Jersey.
We in Jersey.
Born and
Come
bred in
on.
Jersey.
You already know.
Jersey bred in the building right now. Yeah, so once I came over, started hanging out more. And then, you know, one thing that we both shared was definitely the music scene in general that we both were into. It was the same. And we would go to a lot of music shows.
Mm-hmm.
So we were always going out to music shows, getting
Learning,
the inspo
yeah.
together. So when it came time for me to make decisions for what I wanted to do in my future, like, you know, Gesso and all my other friends, they were all in my vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we gotta do this together. You know what I'm saying? No doubt we've experienced all these things together. The inspo has come together. Right. So let's continue to, you know, take that inspo and keep running with it all together. But you know, that kind of didn't work out with everybody, which is okay. You know, everybody's doing their own thing. Shout out to the squad. You know, we still link up every now and then. And, at this point, you know, trying to build the team, trying to really build the empire.
Yeah. So talk to me about Earth Supreme itself, like the brand itself. What is it that you guys are looking to accomplish with it? What is it that you guys are accomplishing with it? Because you guys are on the move. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And I definitely love you guys on the ones and twos. Like that's a fact.
Shout out to Mom Dukes too. Your mom was just telling us.
Yeah.
She gave me that compliment. I feel on top of the world right now.
My mom gave him the cosign for sure.
If you can inspire and, you know, call it, you know, an older head with your song choice or your musical mix, that's huge. Because different eras, different mindsets, different lifestyles, and if you can inspire Mom Dukes, that's major.
Fact. You know what it was? I noticed, you know, even from Jump Street, when we first met at the Women Speak Up movement that was done by Yanel, you know, and shout outs to Yanel because I know she was watching earlier. I hope she's still here. But yeah, man, even from Jump Street, with you guys doing that event and how you guys were spinning and what you guys were spinning was so like, hold on, like, you know, these cats are young, but they're spinning stuff that was way ahead of their time. So it's like, where does that come from? Like, it kind of, you guys almost have like an old soul, you know, like both of y'all.
Both of us, yeah.
That's a big compliment. Very I love that one.
I think it was on your IG personally. I was doing a little crate man just watching today.
Yeah.
I saw a track. It was like a Bollywood track you were doing, and that's just out of my element. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's fine.
You gotta have love for the Bollywood.
That's where the term Earth's Supreme comes from. So let's just clarify.
Bring it back full circle for me.
The proper pronunciation for the collective, the brand, is Earth's Supreme. The S is shared between the two of them. Apostrophe S. Now I'm gonna give you a grammar class. Apostrophe S. You know, just to show ownership. So it's Earth's ownership supreme. So this is Earth Supreme Collective. You know what I'm saying? So this is, and supreme being anybody who's at the top of the top. You know what I mean? People or individuals who are looked up to, who are influential.
I don't mean to throw you up, but can you just stay still because I'm hearing the tweaking of the chair.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My bad. I have like.
It's all right. It's all right.
Restless leg syndrome. You see me on the shows too. My leg is just.
always.
But Earth Supreme. The whole point of Earth Supreme was to uplift society, uplift people, specifically using music as a universal language.
Yeah.
So really the dream is to see a crowd of 50 to 100,000 at a time from all different backgrounds, all different colors, all different types of styles, you know, just being open to one another and being open to these sounds that we're putting out there. I'm very into instrumental music, so I don't even need words to speak to me. You know what I mean? So I'm very receptive to music. So the point is, you know, to clean up the whole music scene right now, the radio scene is a perfect place to start. You know what I mean? So that's where Earth Supreme Radio came through with. And I guess I'm gonna just let you piggyback off that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, in simple terms, you know, Earth Supreme was just created off of like the foundation of just love, you know, unity and just progression. You know, and two pillars that we really focus on is like education and the arts. And really, education can be about anything, you know what I'm saying? Just health, you know, science and stuff like culture. And then, you know, the arts can be anything, you know, whether it's music or just, you know, painting, anything, you know. So really, the way that we bridge that is just, you know, through music and our platforms and stuff like that.
Right.
And so, really, you know, we just try to focus on anybody that's really just doing stuff out here for the, you know, for the community or just for themselves. People that are out here just trying to influence, not trying to, that are influencing by example. And, you know, we just try to surround ourselves around great energy, and that's really what it is. And hopes to, like, you know, collaborate with people who have the same idea and the same vision.
That's awesome.
From what you just said, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
From what you just said, I envision Earth's Supreme festivals.
Facts.
Festivals. Not a concert. No.
Listen, let's run this clip. Yes. Paco, can you bring me up the dancing clip? It's the one that's reposted from Queso de Papa's page. Pull that up.
I definitely
nope,
love
that ain't
it.
That ain't it. There it is.
Queso de Papa.
communicate with people everywhere. You know, music is just out there for us to just take. You know, and us as DJs, we got to be super secular and just super like into, you know, the stuff that we're listening to. Like, we just did a graduation party, and it was for like a Punjabi family.
Oh, wow.
And we had mad fun mixing that music.
Wow.
You know?
Inside referrals only.
Yeah,
inside referrals only.
Yeah, let's make that clear. You know what I'm saying? I only work with referred people.
But that felt great.
Yeah.
Just to identify as Earth Supreme and be like of this cultural background and then be able to do that. That was like a real test.
Yeah, like that definitely, you know, that was some concrete, you know, point for you. Like, that solidified it all. I'm assuming because I know you have an element and you're just kind of testing the waters and it worked.
Right.
That's what's up.
Right.
That's good.
So, and it was great. It was great. We all had a great time. Kicked it off with a bunch of Punjabi music. Shout out to the uncle that gave us the hard drive and the cousin that gave us the hard drive.
All right.
Gave us the hard drive. So as a DJ, we come through and we're like, wow, we got like 300 songs that we don't even know how to pronounce.
Wow.
Let alone.
So how do you
like,
take requests at that point?
I mean? Oh,
type it up for me something.
Yeah.
Or just tell them, I got you, and then just enjoy yourself. Yeah.
I got you, bartender.
Yeah.
That's dope. So okay, so you got your start. You have your platform at Brookdale Community College. So plug yourself in, plug your show in. I know it's on Thursdays, so plug that up.
Thursdays, 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time broadcast. On 90.5 HD3, which is not FM, it is HD3. It is a different frequency that you can use. You could either Google that, Brookdale Student Radio, and hear it from 4:30 to 6:30. That's the best way to listen if you want to listen, if you want to engage. Then we also do go live on Facebook, just like we are right now, and the audio is crisp on that too. So whichever you guys would prefer, the Facebook is EARTH apostrophe S apostrophe PREME. You can follow me on Instagram as well. You can follow Gus on Instagram and the Earth Supreme Instagram.
Just point down to your lower thirds because that's where they are. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Right there.
I'm like right here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So,
absolutely.
At
Melatonin, MELLOWTONEIN.
Yeah.
Queso de Papa, QUESODEPAPA.
See, y'all was trying to do like me, like how I showed you, spelling your name, right? DANIREE, you know what I mean?
We learned a lot from that show. It was great having you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Danny's nothing but love, man. It's good vibes, it's energy. She's professional.
Yes.
You can't get more.
Y'all gonna make me blush again. It ain't gonna be my makeup.
And she's Afro-Latina, which is what stood out to me the most.
Yeah, let's talk about.
And she knows the background too, not just she calling it. She actually has a foundation.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Afro-Latino, Afro-Latina backgrounds that you guys both have, because you're both. I know Queso is half Puerto Rican, half Ecuadorian, and I know that you're full-blood Puerto Rican. So talk to me about your cultural influences in that respect, and how tying that to your brand was important to you.
Well, I mean, I was born here, in the States, so that's important for people to know, because I know you can't just like call yourself things. If you go to the country, they're gonna be like, nah, you're American, you're gringo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I am very engaged with my ancestors and my diaspora and stuff like that. I'm blessed to have a family that's like into that as well. Bringing me back to Ecuador and Puerto Rico. My last trip, I went to Ecuador and I got to meet a bunch of family that I never met before, and they just took me around and showed me where my dad was born, like inside a house and stuff like that. And for me, it's just really important just to know where you're from. You don't have to go out to the country, which I do recommend, but at least just know where you're from, identify yourself, and for me, it's just like all of that runs in your body, all of that bloodline, and it just wasn't made out of coincidence. It was like made through like struggles and made through just traveling and just immigration. And my dad was born in Ecuador, so for him to come here and and be successful, and success can be coined as any term, but for him to do that, it's really inspiring. I'm Puerto Rican as well. I actually brought my boy Elew to Puerto Rico with me back in 2014, and that was his first time there, and
that's awesome. I
can only imagine what it's like to see that for the first time. But for me, every time I go, it's just like the first time. You come back humble. You just see how people live, and they live happy. You know what I'm saying? And they have the most minimal things, and they just live the happiest. And for me, if they could live like that, then I could bring the energy back here. and really just translate that to everybody here. And that's really important for Earth Supreme to really just focus on.
Absolutely. How about you, Melo?
And real quick, I just want to say that mind state that Kesso has is what kind of I gravitated towards with him. It's just like being in that mind frame to be like, oh, I'm gonna go somewhere, but I'm gonna bring that energy and everything I'm learning back to the community that I'm from, and just kind of try and help them to expand. That's what I love about this dude. Shout out to his upbringing. Like they were talking about, what we are culturally. Your pops, you're the first generation from him that was born here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, your mom's was born here, but even that, it's very, very, not too much time has passed since we've been here. You know what I'm saying? So we've come a long way. In general, we're all standing on our ancestors' shoulders.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They are underground, but we are literally physically on their shoulders. We wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the things that they did. So I'm very, very thankful to my ancestors.
Paying homage at this point.
Paying homage,
exactly.
Trying to live out the vision. I would feel so disrespectful if I were to be, a member of society that was not trying to help elevate everybody else, because that's what my ancestors were. You know what I mean? And we have a huge sense of family in my family. Yeah. So we're very tight knit. You know what I mean? We're there for each other's graduations, birthday parties, and anything that we can do to support, we're there.
Facts. And as you guys should be. I mean, Elew also went to Colombia.
Oh, yeah,
shout outs to Wifey, because Wifey's Colombiana. Yeah. So talk about your experience.
We went to Bogota, and people announce it, because I'm Filipino, Irish, and Black. So people.
Yes, we got the mixture.
We went to Bogota, Fusa, Cartagena, like that, right?
Yeah.
But now, I'll be honest, I was inspired because I don't know a lick of Spanish. But being there, I felt that I belonged there because I'm traveling, I'm sightseeing, I'm in a muggy city with nothing but traffic. This minute, 2 hours going north, I'm now in the beautiful woods, and I'm hot all of a sudden. Yeah. It's literally being in Colombia. It didn't change my life, but it changed my outlook on other people's foundations.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because I had no idea what to expect. And then we hopped on a flight and then went to a beach, and it was just like it's like literally I was in 7 different places in 2 different days.
With 20,000 different climates.
And it took like an hour to get to each of them. You know what I'm saying? But like, my son, so he's Filipino, Irish, Black, German, and Colombian.
Wow.
So this little human, August Lewis, I have a lot of expectations for you.
Yes.
And born August 1st.
Ooh.
And Dad's born August 2nd.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this, I promise you, his name was proclaimed in high school. I saw a movie. I said, you know what? I'm gonna meet my lady one day, and I'm gonna beg her to name our son August, and she actually really loved it as well. So it just came. It's literally picture perfect.
Awesome.
So
and he got another baby on the way.
Blessings.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Did we decide what we're gonna do with this name? Yes. Okay,
yes.
So for Facebook Live. This is gonna
official.
be Go ahead.
Let you know where it comes from. I'm Eric Devin Daniel Lewis. I have 4 names. Mom and Dad, thank you so much. So I like my little 4-name ring, Eric Devin Daniel Lewis. So August is August Lee Patrick Lewis, and Ella, her name is going to be Ella D. Emery Lewis.
Okay.
Because August Lee, Ella D, it's too perfectly form fitting. So
You sound like a Nas fan.
Yeah. For sure.
I told you before, off the record. Listen, if you want to have next topic, of next week, Nas is the best rapper to ever live.
All right, listen. Okay, well, we do have some other topics that we do want to touch up on. We have 15 minutes left. Are y'all feeling it? Are y'all with us?
15 minutes, that's it.
That's it. I'm telling you, this hour flies by.
That's why we do 2 hours, just in case.
Yeah, but listen, but y'all also spinning records. I don't do all that.
True.
1 and 2, you know what I mean? So, but listen, so what I wanted to bring to the table, because this is the first time that this is an all-male panel. Like, I'm surrounded by testosterone right now, and it's awesome. The energy is great. I love it. I do want to touch on some men who are making a difference.
And we appreciate this.
Within the community. Yeah, because I think it's important. I know we mentioned, we get a little shady with Chris Brown and all of them, but, there's still a lot of positivity that's going on as well, and we do want to highlight that.
Can I have one comment?
Yes.
It would be different to be a figure in society, whether you are an artist or just an entrepreneur or whatever you're doing, who's doing you know, positive things for the community and then have a slip up. That's the issue with Mr. Chris Brown. Right. It's like no one's seeing any good out of you. Right. No one knows what you're doing behind closed doors except all the F-board stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Even XXXTentacion was putting out positivity.
You see what I'm saying? Right. And that's the problem. It's like, granted, we all have our issues. We all may have a little hiccup, but don't, you know, it has to be a balance of, you know, absolutely. I'm doing so great and then I slipped up. Excuse me.
I'm ready to X Breezy now.
All right, so two men that I want to big up. T.I. He's in the process of rebuilding his hometown over in Atlanta. And he's
Bankhead, right?
Bankhead.
Yeah. So he is basically he's buying back the block, and he's been doing this for a little bit. But he's basically invested $3 million of his own money into buying properties over in Center Hill where he grew up. One of them used to be the Kmart in which he shopped at, and he's looking to flip it and bring fresh produce. Just uplift the community with, you know, bowling alleys and laser tags and
giving it life. Giving
life. He's basically saying like, okay, this is the neighborhood in which I grew up in. It's not the same. Let me buy it back and let me flip the narrative of where I come from. And I think that's amazing. So shout outs to T.I. What do you guys think? You know, if you were in that position of making that kind of money, would you want to buy back your hometown?
I mean, of course, you know, at the same time, it's like if everybody did like 1% of what he's trying to do, I feel like that would just pick up momentum, you know what I'm saying? And that is stuff that we need to highlight. I'm glad that we're covering this topic. I'm glad that, you know, this needs to be more talked about. So how do I feel about it? Yo, shout out to T.I., man, because at the same time, that's the hustle, man. At the same time, that's the gangster that we, you know, but at the same time, he's focusing in on the positive things.
And he has a history, you know, that some people can kind of fade away from.
Yeah.
But listen, you can't fault someone's life for a happening or two, you know?
Right.
I think that fits perfectly with what we were just talking about. You know what I mean?
Especially if you struggle, you know, coming up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like you know, you got to look at his hood. Look at his hood. Like that's where he came from. Like it's not easy to come up that way. So for him to get back in a major way that he is, it's super inspiring. You know, and that just makes me want to do the little things too. You know, but everybody needs to do that so it could pick up momentum, like I said.
Absolutely.
I think that, you know, now is a good time for T.I. You know, we know he struggled with the law quite a few times. I think it is time to see this more reformed T.I. stepping up and doing something big. Because let me tell you something, T.I.'s a pretty genius dude. Not even just musically, but if you really sat and listened to T.I. in some of his interviews, he's super articulate, super well spoken, and he's focused. He's so focused when his energy is in the right place. T.I. is unstoppable.
Well composed, knows what he's saying, and it has too much purpose.
He's such an OG.
I put it to you like this.
Yeah, he is.
One thing I like about it is, you know, you can tell he's not doing it just for PR relations.
Right.
You know what I mean? He loves Atlanta. He was starting the movie ATL. One of the best, you know, acting performances I've seen. And, you know, a lot of people, they're really into movies and they're looking for something specific out of acting, but my man's was right at home in that movie. And I loved it. You know, going back to the breezy topic, you know, hopefully in due time, you know, Chris Brown will mature a little bit and he'll follow in these kind of steps because T.I. messed up twice. Came out with the song Dead and Gone after the first time he messed up and he was like, damn, you know, T.I.'s back, and then he messed up again, and then I kind of was just kind of disappointed, but, you know, to hear that is great. And Atlanta is a place that they do, you know, have interest in fresh foods. There's a high.
Shout out to Atlanta. Shout out to Katana J over in Atlanta.
Yes. And, you know,
we love you, girl. We love you. Know that.
Atlanta's beautiful. We had the opportunity to be out there, I believe, in February or March, and we were February, and we went to the Bob Marley Festival, and the love out there was just beautiful. Like it was just so welcoming and
spiritual,
you know?
And inspiring, right?
Yeah, in all aspects. Even the food that we're putting in our stomach, like just made us think differently, and it's a special energy out in Atlanta. So I'm glad that he's doing that for that, you know, area in the country.
Can I go briefly on the food topic really quickly?
We got 10 minutes, Elew, so like real quick.
Like a minute and a half.
Like real, like super quick.
No, it's to where being a father of one and soon to be two, you know, my lady Lee, before we had a son, you know, she was so big on the organic and just, you know, like we had discussions about whether or not we should vaccinate our children or not. So it's like we aren't aware of what we're eating, what we're getting injected with, and what we're going to consume. So to have a figure who you may or may not respect tell you to your face and give you an outlet to be a little more clean and have more purpose in what you're eating, it's amazing, man. Like, thank you, and do it over here too, please.
Another brother who we want to shout out is Akon, who is working on a cryptocurrency, like. He's ready to launch his own cryptocurrency called Akoin.
Oh wow!
Like, fam, no lie. Did you pull up that image of the Akoin and the symbol? You guys can go check out the website. Hang on, I'm gonna pull it up for you guys and at least to tell you what it is. I think it's Akoin.io or something.
Yo, please queue up.
Yes, Akoin, and that's AKOIN.io. You guys can check this out, but it's a crypto powering youth entrepreneurship that's going on in Africa and Senegal. So shout out to Akon, man, and just doing big things. He's always doing something within himself to better Africa, to better where he came from in some way, shape, or form. And I think it's so important to highlight, the men who are doing such positive, contributions and making such positive contributions to their homeland, where they come from. It's something that you guys aspire to do, so I thought you guys would appreciate that.
I really.
So big ups to Akon, big ups to T.I., big ups to all of the men around the world that are doing big things.
And shout out to the men around the panel and my Wonder Woman. Shout out to you for acknowledging that, because that's what's up, Like,
thank you.
And Akon, I saw on the internet's undefeated, but he's literally the real Black Panther, and
I like that.
He's looking to rebuild. He's looking to build his own Wakanda.
Hey, but I'm gonna say this, Akon, Wyclef, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very, very compatible. Very debatable on who is doing it more than the other. But then again, don't take it away from either one of them. Exactly. Yeah. Just respect it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just lead by example. That's back to what I was saying before. Lead by example, and people will follow. And nowadays people only follow, and we need more leaders.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj, we need you to step it up.
Straight up. That's what comes down to, Nicki.
And let the church say amen.
Even Cardi B's in that position now too. She has a baby now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, you gotta really just be what you're talking about.
Well, listen, the whole point of this episode was to look alive, man. Keep your eyes open, keep your feet on the ground at all times, and just be sturdy with what it is that you want to do, man. Like, you have your concept, you have what it is that you want to do, your idea. Run with it. Be alive, be present, be in the moment doing it, and make sure that you don't stop at nothing. You hear me? You don't stop at nothing. You just keep going. And that was the whole point of Look Alive. My boys, I thank you so much for coming out here. Elew, your family, I appreciate you.
La Cocina podcast, we in the kitchen, it's going down.
Yes. And my boys over here, Queso de Papa and Melatonin, I love what you guys are doing with Earth Supreme Radio. Y'all need to go check them out. They're coming out of Brookdale Community College. One more time, plug it. Plug it one more time, because I don't remember.
It's EARTH, apostrophe S, apostrophe PREME, that's Facebook. And then on Instagram, it's EARTH, SPREME. All over La Cocina podcast already, so just go to her post, go to the post for La Cocina, and we'll do that.
And link up with my bros, man. I'm telling you, they're nasty on the ones and twos.
As far as linking up with us goes, if you consider yourself supreme, submit to us. Tell us why you're supreme. You know
Listen,
what I'm saying?
y'all stuck with me now. You are stuck with me. I'm going to, I want stickers, I want banners.
Oh, we got the
stickers.
Shout out to the stickers.
And we got festivals coming soon, by the way.
Absolutely. Soul Performance, Earth Supreme, Abby Soul, La Cocina Podcast. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh, plenty. And
it's gonna be crazy.
We curate events, so it's not gonna be what you're expecting. What you're expecting is gonna be something that you've never experienced.
One of my favorite things to do is just getting together with people and just brainstorming and just producing.
And look alive.
Look alive, man.
Real quick, I just want to say, just to end the topic that we were ending with, doing something like giving back to your home community, just affecting people's lives is way better than winning any type of sports championship or getting any type of paycheck. You know what I'm saying? It really counts when you're affecting other people's lives.
Absolutely.
So just, shout out to Akon. He restored, 600 million Africans electricity as well, which is just like absolutely crazy. I'm Boricua, and we need electricity over there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, even the Boricuas, yo, who are listening to this, man, like, we got to go back to the island. We got to bring our money, our wisdom, our power. We got to bring it back to the island. This is what is in our roots. This
Absolutely.
is what we do. We're here for each other. We're one big family. And that's a Boricuan family. But that, you know, you already know what it is.
Yeah, man. So listen, I wanted to real quick extend my thanks to Queso de Papa specifically, because he gave me probably the highest compliment you could probably ever give somebody who's in media and journalism and radio and such. So Paco, can you run that video for me? It was the one that we had cooked earlier.
Shout out Paco.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kim, I definitely love your charisma. I even love your voice. Like, I can really. Shout out Angie Martinez, but I could listen to you every morning. Real talk.
Yo,
like, you got that voice. Real talk.
Oh
I'm not even
God.
playing.
I'm so humble. Thank you.
Real talk. And
So yeah, man, that was an amazing compliment.
It was real.
It was something that, like, I've always, it's just crazy. Like, I get compliments, and now my voice, which is something that I never would have imagined. It's every time somebody says it, it just, like, it hits me in between the eyes. It's like, wow, this is what you've been doing. This is what you've been working for, and this is.
Let me give this to you as well.
Yeah, man.
Me and Danny have, years of history of friendship and also working together, entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
She hit me a few weeks ago. Hey man, I'm doing a podcast. I said, Danny Ray, that's exactly what you need to be doing. Just your drive, your passion, your purpose. A podcast is exactly what you need. And then now we're on episode 7.
Yeah.
And look at our studio. Come on, I'm sorry.
Yes, our studio. Yeah, no, it's the studio. Absolutely.
Spectating your show.
No, but man, listen,
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
We're on
Thank you
episode
so
7
much.
right now.
Co-signed, so we're proud too. And, we just this relationship just started between all of us, and I'm really anticipating where it goes. And we said the same thing on the last show, and here we are. So just keep moving, keep progressing. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
2 weeks. All it took was 2 weeks later.
And you're here.
Let me ask, how did you link up with each other? Danny Ray and Earth Supreme. How'd you do that?
Well, we linked up through, we met through a women's conference that was going on. It was the Women Speak Up movement. And I just saw them. I saw that they were spinning. They were doing their thing on the 1s and 2s. And they was spinning nice, fam. So I was like, yo, let me go up to these fellas and give them my card. Listen, fellas, my name is Danny Ray, DANIREE. You know what I mean? Link up. Let's link up.
She played me because she was like, actually, I already follow you on Instagram. You didn't follow me back.
Yeah, well, listen, one thing y'all know about me is I call it out real quick.
Followed and then walked up to you immediately. Tactics, man, tactics.
That's it. I make you look like you slipping. Like, where you in?
I felt like I had to catch up immediately. I'm like, oh, damn, so that's awesome.
But, I love what they're doing. Guys, you really got to go check them out. Earth Supreme. Check them out on Brookdale Community College Radio.
Brookdale student rated as 90.5 HD3.
What he said.
If you want the tag, that's WDJB 90.5 HD3.
Yes.
That's it.
You guys are adorable.
Lake Croft, New Jersey.
Right.
If y'all were feeling Earth Supreme, Queso de Papa, Melatonin, drop your comments below. Show them some love, guys. Really, really show them some love, because these young men, they are the future right now, and they're doing it big, man.
Episode number 123.
What?
This Thursday.
Wow, man.
This Thursday.
Listen,
So
man.
that's why you're so calm and cool and
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Oh no. And trust and believe, I will be posting up the video of my interview with Queso and Mello, and you'll see that they're like super smooth, and your girl's like a firecracker. Just wait, I'm just ready to pop. Like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is too much. Like, they're just so suave and smooth, and I'm like, okay. I think I'm a little off.
Yeah, I'm always.
You know what it comes down to? You know what it comes down to?
There was like an ensign and everything.
you gotta have faith in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can't control everything. So at the end of the day, you gotta do your best and just let God take care of the rest. You know what I mean?
Amen.
That's awesome. And we're gonna end it on that note, because if you can believe it, it's 7:59, which is crazy. But listen, I want to thank all of you for joining in on the conversation today. I want to give a shout out to La Cocina community. I want to give a shout out to Katana J, who's in the ATL. I want to give a shout out to everybody who tuned in on the live. I want to give a big shout out, a big special thank you to Earth Supreme, Queso, and Mello for coming in. And I also want to definitely thank my man, my boy, my guy,
He killed it.
I got nothing but love for
Elew.
you, man.
Elew TV, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And guys, if you have not done so already, please like and follow La Cocina Podcast on Instagram, on Facebook, and pretty much all social media platforms. And that's a wrap for Cocina Sunday. Thank you.
In the kitchen, it's going down.
That's it. Later.